We were weeks away from it. Now you're making condescending remarks because you can't defend the fact that this war is not going your way. Wait, one more time.
Not going your way.
Name one political concession. Name one political concession.
Get your effing hand out of my face. That's what CNN contributor Scott Jennings said during a live debate with commentator and podcast host Adam Mockler over the ongoing war in Iran. And in that moment, Jennings revealed a deeper problem. This isn't just a bloviating and vulgar outburst. Through his hostile reaction, Jennings is showing that the MAGA media sphere has become completely flat-footed in its defense of this unpopular and pointless war. On April 30th, CNN hosted a live panel to debate the validity of the war in Iran, its popularity, and whether or not the administration's strategy has been effective. Throughout the debate, Jennings ran defense for the administration, arguing that the goal of preventing Iran from having a nuclear weapon is critical and that the public needs to be more patient.
And he's messed both of them up. He started a new war that spiked inflation, and now this war is actively failing. An interesting statistic is that Americans have spent collectively $23 billion extra dollars on the gas pump, and that's money that could have gone towards daycare, towards childcare. We'll sit here and you'll laugh at Americans spending money, but the reality is we are failing this war. The purpose of a war is to extract political concessions from the enemy. Can you name a single political concession we've gotten from them? Anything at all?
Or are you talking to me?
Any political concession? Because you can't name one.
So here's what we're doing.
No political concessions.
When you get up past your bedtime, you get hyper. Here's the deal.
Mockler rightly noted that Jennings and the Republicans, in their vapid appeals for a quick victory, have argued this point before. When Trump initiated the attacks on Iran with the support of the Israeli government, he argued that the war would take approximately 4 to 5 weeks. We are now 2 months into this war with no clear end in sight. And throughout the debate, Jennings responded with condescension and belittling comments about Mockler's age. This is not the argumentative style of someone who is doing well. The fact of the matter is that the Trump administration has no clear agenda for getting prices down, ending this war quickly, or gaining the approval of the American people, and Jennings knows it. Currently, gas prices are the highest they've been since July of 2022, and the blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, through which nearly 20% of the world's oil supply flows, remains in place. Jennings is not only in an uncomfortable position when it comes to the economic reality of the war, but he is also in an uncomfortable position when it comes to the public's view of said war. As Newsweek's Mandy Taheri noted, 61% of Americans believe the war in Iran is a mistake, per an ABC News Washington Post Ipsos poll. Real Clear Politics' polling average shows that approximately 54.8% of Americans disapprove of the war in Iran. In April, Reuters' Ipsos poll shows that only 36% of Americans approve of the military strikes conducted against Iran, with only 26% of Americans saying they consider the president even-tempered. On the congressional side, the GOP is in even more trouble, with the Real Clear Politics generic congressional ballot showing Democrats with a 5.7% lead over Republicans heading into the midterms. All of this is to say that the Trump administration is facing a serious problem leading into the midterms, and as a conservative commentator and pundit, Jennings' role is to turn that around with his vapid propaganda.
February 28th.
Listen, we all know...
I mean, honestly, they have been at war with us for 47 years.
We all know that Scott Jennings is more than happy to defend a war with a country that starts with the letters IRA, that we are currently failing, that is going to put us trillions and trillions of dollars more in debt. I was only a few years old while you were in the administration defending prior endless wars. Now this war is failing.
8 weeks is endless to you?
Okay, you said it was going to be 4 to 6 weeks.
You have the attention span of a gnat?
Homie, I debated you on TV 4 to 6 weeks ago, and you said we were weeks away from it. Now you're making condescending remarks because you can't defend the fact that this war is not going your way. Wait, one more time.
Not going your way.
Name one political concession. Name one political concession.
Honestly.
And that is exactly why Adam Mockler was right to point out Jennings is playing defense for a war that will likely go nowhere. If Republicans want Americans to trust them to lead the nation, they have to come to terms with the reality of this war. It was reckless and it needs to end soon. Currently, the administration is trying to persuade Congress that the war is effectively over, pointing to a ceasefire which they enacted on April 17th. But none of that changes that both Iran and the U.S. are still blockading the Strait of Hormuz. They are still open to further hostilities, and Americans are not buying what people like Scott Jennings are selling. He can cuss, engage in personal insults, and try to make fun of Mockler's age, but the American people know the truth. This war is a disaster. So long as Republicans continue on this path, they will almost certainly lose the midterms, and they will deserve it.